Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Ace Attorney Miles Edition Part 12. And last time we're in Chapter 3, Case 3, Part 3, Investigation 3. We got a new sidekick. Gumshoe has been killed off screen. He has been forced to become the Bad Badger, or Lady Badger, or Proto Badger. All of them, they could happen. I think we're like kind of done with this first investigation. We just need to slam some logic pieces together. It's a set of tires tracks originating from the garage. That means a car left from the garage at some time, right? A car with 3 wheels? That maybe it was dragging something behind it? I'm surprised they're not mentioning it. These look weird, right? Correct, but for the car to leave these tracks, it would mean that it left during the passing rain. That's the only explanation as why these tracks are made of mud. 3 treads. I think we can also safely assume it's a special type of car. Okay, so it seems like we've talked to everyone. We've investigated everything. Do you have anything new to say? No. Well, can't go in there. They won't let me leave. So we got costumes, shoes, second Blue Badger. A second Blue Badger that shouldn't exist. Kind of like the first Blue Badger, which shouldn't exist. Clearly the true identity of the person underneath is... I know, it's one of the kidnappers, right? The person wore a costume to get away. Precisely. After all, the costumes that went missing from the storage area are... a Blue Badger, a Proto Badger, and a Bad Badger. Yes, those 3. So there are 3 phony badgers running around in the park somewhere, huh? Okay. Well, do the costumes have shoes on them? Now that we know the kidnappers are wearing badger costumes, those footprints from earlier take on a new and very significant meaning. Oh, you mean we know which tracks belong to the kidnappers, right? Yes, more than shoe prints, we need to follow the... God forbid I say it. Paw prints of badgers. God, look at what you're doing, Edgeworth. Looking at fake animal tracks. I was going to be the greatest prosecutor Lost Tokyo had ever seen. And now look at me. Wandering around with a child, an eccentric child, like I'm some sort of right. Okay, Mr. Edgeworth, it's time to use those footprints and go badger hunting. We're looking for footprints made by a costume. I think I found them. There are 2 sets here. I'll take your word for it, because those do look like possible candidates. This set is walking off to the west. Arrgh, it just stops. I can't make heads or tails of where it's headed from here. I think we can assume it's headed towards the stadium. I wonder where the other set leads. This one seems to be headed east. Huh? Quick, Mr. Edgeworth. I got him. I got one of the culprits. She does have really good, like, idle animations. Like, the little... this jabby thing and her jumpy. I'm not a kidnapper, sir. Not. I told you guys, it was a misunderstanding. Just because I'm not allowed within 500 feet of a school does not mean I'm a predator. Okay? It's just... they didn't... It's... Down, Kay. Clearly those footprints belong to Officer Meekins. But our criminals were each wearing a costume. Maybe they came over to this garage or something? That's what I would suppose. Officer Meekins, if you could step aside for a moment. We need to examine the garage. Sir! Roger Wilco, sir! Oh man, it's a real fake chain. Let's open this shutter and see what we find. I hope whatever we find inside doesn't make us shudder. The peasants just don't get comedy. Maybe we'll find the kidnappers hiding inside. Case over, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, not really, but it'd be kind of funny. Ah! My God. What in the... We seem to have stumbled across a dead body. Yeah, I kind of figured that happened eventually. She must be in severe shock to have been the first to find it. Do you think she knows the guy? Now then, who is this man? Because my initial guess is that he's going to be the original Yatagarasu. It's Oliver! Okay, never mind. I forgot about the Oliver guy. I thought it was going to be like, oh, you think she's reacting so crazily just because she's like, I've never seen a dead body. But no, it's because she knows the person. But maybe he still is a legendary thief. I mean, if I was a butler for a rich guy, I'd probably want to be a legendary thief too. Mr. Amani, you saying this man is... He's my butler. How could something like this have happened? I already gave him his paycheck for this month. He goes and dies on me? It's only the 13th. I bet you're surprised. It is the 13th, right? It's not the 12th. I'm pretty sure it's the 13th. In games. Actually, no, it's the 14th in real life. I was going to say it's the 13th in real life. Nope. If I had recorded this video yesterday, it would have been. Indeed. And why was Mr. Deacon here to begin with? I'd better investigate this crime scene quickly before Agent Long or his men return. The kidnapper's footprints lead right to this garage. And right to a dead body. I won't rest until I look at every nook and cranny. Is it possible one of the kidnappers is now a murder victim? From my cursory examination, I believe this man died from a fatal bullet wound. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, there's two ways to look at it, right? Is this a legitimate kidnapping, or is it your classic fake kidnapping? The butler being involved somewhat, because like right now I'm kind of thinking it's that kid kidnapped himself with the help of the butler, but they enlisted a third party, and the third party actually did kidnap the dude for real and then killed the butler. Or the alternative is the butler just intervened and got killed. And the kidnappers are not, you know, it's not like a, you know, they're kidnapping themselves for the money. From my cursory examination, I believe this man died from a fatal bullet wound. I mean, if he died from it, it's fatal by default. You don't really have to say it was fatal. Just slightly redundant, Mr. Edgy Boy. You sure are calm for someone who just found a body. Yeah, been there, done that. It's surprising what one can become accustomed to in the span of 2 days. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Yeah, I already said that, Edgeworth. Don't steal my lines, alright? You're not a thief. You're not fucking Yatagarasu. You ain't got no 3 legs. Anything on the perimeter? Nah. It's an unusually shaped pendant. What is it? Something valuable? It seems to have she seems to have regained some of her composure. It looks like a horse pendant. It's got an antique feel about it and it's really pretty. Hold on, this is made of platinum silver. Nice, it is worth something after all. Oh, and look, there's something written on the back. Made in Zhangfa. Colin Devoure? It's a name? Colin Devoure. This man's name is... As long as the Interpol agent has control of this case, I'm not going to be able to have a real autopsy done on the victim. I guess I'll stick my finger in it regardless, though. I'm no doctor, but let's see what I can piece together myself. There are 2 gunshot wounds, one in his abdomen and one in his shoulder. That means he was shot twice? I mean, presumably, I mean, in theory, I guess if you got shot from below, it could enter in the side and exit your shoulder or vice versa. Seems highly unlikely, but No, I don't think so. I think the abdominal one is an entry wound, and the one near his shoulder is the exit wound. Okay, so they're not gonna pull that later. I kind of thought they were setting that up to be actually it's one bullet, but we're coming clean on that immediately right at the gate. I knew you could figure it out. It comes with experience, and I've seen my share of crime. I'm actually a little surprised they, you know, just immediately tossed that one away. Speaking of experience, this crime scene seems a bit too clean for a murder where the bullet went clean through. Should make note of this oddity. Entered his abdomen and exited through his shoulder. Yeah, I mean, it's really weird. Does that would mean like he's either like above them when he got shot, or... I mean, I guess if you like put the stuck the gun into his like abdomen and pulled it, it's still like the angle would be kind of weird. Oh, we can deduce. What the hell do we have to deduce? I mean, he's not in a costume, I guess. Just that. I mean, kind of. Okay, that is what they wanted. Or maybe not. Oh, never mind. This, the way he's saying it, fucking... I got baited. This piece of evidence alone solves the whole case! Really? You think so? Because, to be honest, I don't really see how it solves anything. You must be confused jumping from a kidnapping to a murder. Yeah, that's it. But, like... Okay, I honestly don't know what they want. Or is that what they want? Is it because I was on the bloodstain by accident? Oh god, am I gonna make the exact same? Because I really don't know what they want. Because do you have to be on a clickable spot to deduce? I'm actually not sure. What do we got? Just the one piece. Can't do anything with that. Costume separated into head and body. Head was left in the isolation room. I mean, I feel like the idea that he's not in a costume, I feel like that's the only thing that's here. Oliver Deacon. Preliminary findings indicate loss of blood. Entry point, lower right abdomen, exit point, right shoulder. Despite the fact the bullet went clean through the body, there's very little blood at the site where the body was found. I mean, I feel like I shouldn't have to deduce on that because it's already in the piece of evidence. And then there's this unusually shaped pendant. Holland Devourer. What's the dude's name again? Oliver Deacon? I mean, you can make that name out of these letters, I'm pretty sure. I'm not good at word stuff, like word and letter play. I'm really quite bad at it, but I'm pretty sure you can rearrange this to spell Oliver Deacon. But the man's name is like... But like, that's not like a contradiction or anything. Okay, just to know. we're gonna do the exact same thing again.
Eureka!
No, okay. So it's they really don't want that. Oh wait, I didn't realize I could back out. Do you say anything? This body, that's my butler Oliver? How could something like this have happened? Indeed. Why was he here to begin with? You see anything? No, you... Or is this another thing where like I'm not clicking on something? I mean, there's nothing on him that can be clicked on. And then, I mean, we can see these are the tricycles, but, well, can I talk to the bike? What a peculiar car. Look at it, must be the Blue Badger Mobile. And it has 3 tires, so maybe it left those tire tracks behind. That's simply not possible. But why? Look at the tires, there's no mud stuck to them. Therefore, it must have been here since before it started to rain. Gotcha, good eye. It's a shame I don't see any other clues around. Yeah, that doesn't really help me. Oh yeah, I forgot we can talk to you. What do you think about the kidnapping? I don't know anything about the victim. So actually, I was hoping you could tell me. That's right, I never did explain the situation to you. I got involved because of a phone call I received. It was from none other than the director of the Amano Group, Mr. Ernest Amano. His only son, Lance, had been kidnapped and he wanted me to be the drop-off man. Little did I suspect I would be abducted myself. And that's when I found you tied to a pole screaming, Can you please drop that already? It appears that this case has taken a turn for the unexpected. I'll say I was shocked to open that shutter and find a dead body inside. I suppose most people would be, since the average person rarely runs across a corpse. You just compared me to a normal person, didn't you? How do you know that I'm... Sorry, I suppose I should have recognized that you're a thief, correct? No, I'm a great thief. And a great thief is not surprised by anything, got it? Apparently with great thievery comes great loss of short-term memory. What do you think about this? Oh, well, let me fast forward it. I don't know anything about the stolen costume. Is there another thief afoot? If only we assume this is not your handiwork. Are you kidding? You know that the Blue Badger is enemy number 1 to me. Can you imagine me ever being on good terms with that thing? Stare. Actually, it's surprisingly easy. I'm gonna be honest, I got no clue what they want. Like, I think we're about to have to initiate Operation Just Click on Shit. Because, like, I can't tell if I'm just haven't clicked on something and am I missing a piece of evidence or what. Okay, so the only other thing I could think of, so there's 2 things I can think of. There's this and the fact that this says his name is Oliver.
Eureka!
There's something not right. This is stupid. This one's dumb. Because presenting the picture of his dead body to the dead body, I get that it does say that his name is Oliver on here, but I don't, this one's a stretch. Like, I feel like if you want us to present something on the body, it should be that he's not wearing a costume so we can rule him out as a kidnapper, presumably. That feels like way more of something you should pick up on as opposed to the necklace having the wrong name But it's not even that it has the wrong name, per se. Something not right about the name on the pendant. Plus, we can't even assume it's a name. The victim is the Amano family butler, and his name is Oliver Deacon. The name on the pendant is Colin Devoure. Wonder what's up with that? I don't know, but I think we've hit upon an important piece of information. And also, it's like, I didn't really... It's not really that important information. Lance! Lance, where are you, sweetie? Oh. Excuse me, but you are... She's got the damn ring pop of champions right there. This is bad. He's really good looking. Debatable. Stop it, Lauren. You can't let yourself fall for a playboy like him you're in love with. Sounds like someone doesn't know the meaning of the phrase inner monologue, huh? Yeah, it's pretty common in this series. You'll learn that if you get to stick around, Kay. Sorry to interrupt your conversation, but might you be a friend of Lance? He's probably dead. I'm Lance's girlfriend. My name is Lauren Pops. Or Palps? His girlfriend. Oh, it's not like that. We're more like friends, and we're not like lovers or anything. We don't do sick, nasty shit like hold hands. We haven't gotten that far yet. I mean, we do have 2 kids together, but it's not really that important yet. I guess it's how people are gonna see it, so I should just accept it. I even got this ring as a present from Lance. You know what she reminds me of? A cartoon character. Are you also a self-aware thief? Does she know that she's in a video game? Because you're all cartoon characters. May I inquire as to why you are here? I haven't been able to get in contact with Lance lately, and I began to get really worried. I looked everywhere for him, and then I heard about the kidnapping, so I came here. Wow, you're really strong for having made it through all this by yourself. Is it true? Has Lance really been kidnapped? No one is supposed to know, but yes, it's true. You didn't happen to, like, orchestrate it because you wanted to force him to marry you or something, creep. Oh, Lance! I can't believe you've been spirited away. I wonder how you're doing right now. Looks like she's going back to the Fair Maiden in Love routine. Mr. Edgeworth, where do we go from here? We found a body, so we should look into the murder. My men brought me up to speed over the radio. And I gotta say, you really should have called. I heard you found something very intriguing. Some sort of giant ring pop? I didn't even know they made them that big. I have nothing to hide, Agent Long. It's exactly what you see before you. I'll take it from here. Yeah, that guy's really dead. You waiting for an invitation? Hurry up and detain the suspect. Suspect? Who? Officer Meekins, is it? You're coming with us. What? Sir, I had nothing to do with it, sir. I'm telling you, it was an accident. I mean, not this. I mean, wait, you're arresting me for murder, not the school zone stuff? Agent Long, don't you think you're being a bit rash? Do you even have a good reason to suspect Officer Meekins? Leave that kind of stuff to you prosecutors. It's your job after all. Like I said earlier, the crime scene isn't as forgiving as your precious courtroom. That's your answer? I know you like your logic and reasoning. That sort of impractical fluff is not needed out here in the field. We just pick the first guy say that this motherfucker did it, and even if he didn't do it, we can make him do it, you know what I mean? Or make it seem like he did. All you gotta do is arrest suspicious person after suspicious person. That's how you eliminate crime from the streets. That's also precisely how you'll necessarily arrest innocent people by mistake. No person's innocent, Mr. Edgeworth. Innocent people? Nonsense. There's no such thing as an innocent person. We've all got a blemish or two in our hearts. That's tyranny. I won't allow such a thing to go unchecked before my eyes. Too bad you don't call the shots around here. As I have sworn to uphold the laws of this land, I cannot allow you to take this man in. That you would arrest a man on false charges without even conducting an investigation? That's practically routine of you. Have you no honor as a member of law enforcement? But if I had honor, do you really think I'd be in law enforcement? How dare you speak so disrespectfully to our Shifu? Hold it! I mean, maybe I could have honor and be in law enforcement, but let's just be honest, I'd be on, like, traffic duty. You amuse me, Mr. Prosecutor. As long as he says every pack has its own rules. You can play by their rules and come out on top. That is a true victory. Alright, I'll give your beloved laws a fair shake. I'll show you just how much investigating I've done. Through my line of logic. My logic is I said it, therefore it's correct. Oh shit, that's my logic. I've seen a lot of bodies like the one being carted off in my time. I can't say he was shot in a single glance, but even you figured that much out, right? With your current gun laws, it's not exactly easy to get your hands on a gun. Not unless you're a member of law enforcement like Officer Meekins, ain't that right? That's your reasoning? Brother, we're dealing with an active kidnapping case. These are not, the suspects would not be your normal people. They'd be the ones that are most likely to have a gun. Probably. Solid as a rock, and based on the philosophy of detainment. What's this philosophy of detainment? People can't commit crimes if they're dead or in jail. You don't know? In that case, pay attention, girly. Hey, you can't say that shit, alright? Only I can say that. Don't go saying stuff that I say and making it seem like that's what evil people say. Alright? In my country, the criminals have a saying, beware the wolf. Why the wolf? Because in my language, long means wolf, and you don't mess with me and my pack. As for the detainment philosophy, its father is my honorable ancestor, Lang Zi. You'd think I'd have heard of him and his teachings if he is that famous. We seek inward perfection around here. We don't really care about the outside world. Long Ji developed it as he worked to lock criminals away thousands of years ago. Oh, when you meant ancestor, you meant like ancestor. You meant like, oh, there's actually like 100,000 people or more that are related to this guy? I mean, if you live like 1,000 years ago, I mean, you basically like probably 70% of the country can claim some sort of heritage to him. So, I mean, it's not really, it becomes a lot less special. Just saying. I mean, granted, I don't think you should really derive any value whatsoever of what, you know, people who were born a couple hundred years ago that you happen to technically be related to. Like, I mean, that doesn't really mean anything. To this day, the Xingfa police still trains its recruits using his philosophies. I feel like that's not that's like a, you think that's a brag, but actually I feel like that's an indictment of the police force if you're using 1,000-year-old techniques and ideas about human behavior. But thousands of years ago, that makes your story about as believable as a fairy tale. We all know crimes where nobody cared about those back then. Anything wears down and breaks over time. Do you really believe something as ancient as that can be applied to today's world? You want to put it to a test? I mean, there's something. I'll give them some leeway. There are some things that we said were bad thousands of years ago that are still bad, like killing people. We decided as a, you know, collective society you shouldn't do that for the most part. pretty early on, and I have the radical belief that killing people's bad. I know it's an unpopular opinion these days. I get a lot of flack for it all the time when I say characters a monster because they murder people, and they're like, actually, have you thought that maybe they're good because I'm attracted to them? You ever think about that? Do you want to put it to a test? Seen a lot of bodies like the one being carted off in my time. Okay, how many? What can you tell me about the body? A lot. Even without an autopsy, I got my ways. They teach you the basics of forensics along with detention philosophy. You wouldn't mind telling me a little of what you figured out, correct?
Hold it!
Yes, I think anyone who saw the bullet wounds would come to the same conclusion.
Not so fast!
Yeah, don't pat yourself on the back yet. What's that supposed to mean? I don't know, I just wanted to interrupt you. Long Z says, search for the water's deepest. You gotta keep your eyes out for the big fish that lurks in the depths, which is the killer. Is that right? And, what would you know about the killer?
Hold it!
It would appear you've studied a little of our laws. Studied? Who needs to study what every child on the street corner already knows? It's that Sheena! The Federal Firearms Restriction Act. That's it. Federal Firearms Restriction Act. Hey, it's not easy to get a gun these days. Interesting. That woman is the one in charge of keeping track of the information. Ah, that's a good idea. We should get ourselves one of those. Maybe she's looking for new pastures.
Hold it!
If that's the case, there are plenty of other officers who might be potential suspects. I know this one guy named Dick. You could arrest him. Nobody'd miss him. He'd actually probably have a better quality of life in prison. But I think, actually, you know what? Let's frame Gumshoe. It's for his own benefit. You're not seriously gonna arrest each and every one of them, are you? As if I would need to. I've already looked into everyone else here. Oh? Other than Officer Meekins, I know no one else's weapon has been fired. How do you check every single person's weapon in such a short span of time? That's because each and every one of my subordinates is extremely capable. Didn't take more than a few minutes to conduct the entire investigation. The power of sheer numbers. But you have yet to check Officer Meekins' weapon, correct? Thanks for reminding me. Hey you! Show me your gun! Well, after the incident, they wouldn't let me have it anymore. What's wrong? Why does he look so sickly pale all of a sudden? Gun! What'd you say? Can't hear you. Stop mumbling and spit it out already. Sir. I lost my gun, sir! Oh man, it's okay. I knew a super cop who lost his gun once. But, somebody, oh fuck, I forget the guy's name. Oh, what's the union boss from Disco Elysium? Mr. So-and-so is helping me find my gun. Oh man. When the game serves you up a killer reference that you can make, so you don't have to be original and actually be funny on your own, you can just reference other pieces of media that people have maybe seen, but then you forget the names, so you can't make the reference. So now you gotta make the joke about how you didn't remember anything to be able to make the reference. But you know, he's helping you look for your gun. It's really bugging me. I can't remember the guy's name. How could you be so irresponsible? In the end, looks like it's still the only suspect we got. You're the one who waited here outside this garage to ambush and kill the victim. You think that Officer Meekins waited here to kill the victim, do you? I think this little accusation deserves a lot more scrutiny. Okay, ambushed the victim in this garage and killed him here with his gun. Okay.
Hold it!
You mean to tell me the murder occurred here in this garage? Okay, yeah. That's the line we're going for. 'Cause I didn't really know what the contradiction was going to be, but yeah, the fact that the murder didn't take place there. The fact that that's where the suspect was found, almost next to where the body was found, I'd say it's pretty obvious this is the crime scene. As long as he says, a criminal always returns to the scene of the crime. Hey, finally a quote I've even heard of before. Furthermore, long as he says... Successful investigations are the result of multiple returns to a crime scene. Looks like neither detectives nor criminals have changed their ways over the millenniums. This is the kind of conclusion the philosophy of detainment can lead you to. I don't get it, Mr. Edgeworth. Why are you putting yourself on the line for Mr. Meekins? Because... not that I particularly care about what happens to Officer Meekins. What?! However, I can't simply stand by while Agent Long ignores our own country's laws. She Long. What sort of investigator are you? You fool. It is this that mentions the thing. Yeah.
Objection!
Unfortunately for you, Agent Long, that is simply not possible. What do you mean? You've seen the crime scene for yourself. And while you were looking, did you not think to yourself it was a little too clean, a little too fresh? Yeah. So, did you notice there was too little blood? Do you still wish to claim that Officer Meekins committed the murder here? Because this isn't the crime scene. If it was your men who led you to think that, I suggest you leave this case to the local police and set the record straight. Free my gumshoe. Not bad. I see your logic can be just as sound as mine. In that case, let me ask you this. Don't you think it's weird the officer was hanging out around here in the first place? Weird? How so? Hey you, your squad's not even supposed to be in this area, right? What were you doing neglecting your duties and loafing around here? Don't you dare give me some lame excuse like I found myself taking a walk. But sir, I really did take a walk, sir. You're a disgrace. How dare you take your pack obligations so lightly? Officer Meekins is looking extra meek. Is he hiding something? Mr. Edgeworth, please, sir! Save me the way you did earlier, please, sir! Officer Meekins, please give us a detailed account of what happened. Sir, not you too! This is my testimony. Officer Meekins' testimony. It's true, sir. I wasn't assigned to this area, sir. I was told to check every square inch of the main gate area, sir, but I was like, what the hell's an inch? I also went looking for the kidnappers while selling dreams in the Blue Badger mobile, sir. But got completely caught up in my role selling dreams to the children, sir. And then I started thinking about the incident from a couple years ago, and really, if you guys would just let me get to tell my side of the story. Before I knew it, I found myself here in the area, sir. What is this Blue Badger mobile? It's a moving store on wheels that sells sweet dreams and merchandise, sir. The Blue Badger mobile is just a roaming souvenir shop? Sir, I swear I was chasing the kidnappers down while I was being a good dream merchant. He seems rather worked up, even more than his usual hyperactive self. He sure seems sure of what he's saying. Can you try and calm down and lower your voice to a more reasonable level, officer? Never! Sir? Roger, sir. ASMR Meekins. Here to testify. It's true, sir. I wasn't assigned to this area, sir.
Hold it!
Alright then, where are you assigned to? I was assigned to the main gate, sir. You must mean the area with the bridge and the outrageous fountain. Then why are you here in the Wild Wild West, Wiki-O-Wiki-A? That's because of a very deep reason, ma'am.
Hold it!
Describe for me how you conducted your investigation. Yes, sir. Well, first I made sure there were no suspicious-looking people in the area, sir, so I smashed all the mirrors. But the only people that seemed to gather around me were little girls, sir. Well, what do you expect when you're dressed like the Blue Badger? I thought I had no choice at that point, sir, so... yeah, I killed him. And I'd do it again!
Hold it!
What exactly do you mean by selling dreams? Sir, the Blue Badger Mobile is where dreams are collected. What? I asked the kids to go to their parents and get the 3 wacky digits off the back of their credit cards. Sweetness like you've never known except in dreams, ma'am, like Innocence Drops. $8.99 a pack. And bitterness found only in nightmares, ma'am, like Guilty Jawbreakers. Selling those as I pushed the Blue Badger Mobile along is my sworn duty. You pushed it? Shit ain't got no pedals, at least?
Hold it!
You completely forgot to look for the kidnappers? No, sir, of course not, sir. I would never do something like that, sir. You're absolutely right! He's not here right now. You're good at this forcing people to confess thing, Mr. Edgeworth. To be frank, I'm just a little man, sir. I'm just a little guy. You wouldn't arrest a little guy, would you? I'm better at selling kids a few small dreams than looking for a big crook.
Hold it!
Enough wallowing in your own self-pity. Let's return to your testimony. Yes, sir! Okay, nothing really jumps out at me in any of this. How'd you wind up all the way over here? I was in the middle of a sea of kids, sir. But one of the kids decided to challenge me to a fight, sir, and, well... Officer Meekins doesn't take no shit. I had to run away from the child's painful dropkicks, and before I knew it... the good old dropkick, and dished out my fair share of those when I was a kid. Why are you talking like it's a past tense? It was always the best when you felt one really connect with your opponent. In any case, you wound up here for a reason completely unrelated to the investigation? Sir! That's right, sir. That's not something you should be admitting to with your head held high, officer. Sounds like he simply forgot about his real job McCain the Blue Badger. There is one flaw in his story. I have the feeling he'll need some prodding before he'll spill the beans. Okay, nothing jumped out at me, so I guess we'll have to... Okay, no suspicious looking people in the area. Only people that gathered around me were little girls.
Hold it!
I pushed it along. What does the thing say again about this? Just a mobile shop. Parked inside the Wild Wild West area garage. I mean, it's parked in the garage.
Hold it!
There could be something there about... Oh, whoops. I mean, unless it's just that he says he was using the mobile and it's in the garage still, but it's not like he didn't say he didn't return it. Okay, he does say he ran away. Okay. I don't know which one. Because I could see it on both. Like, here because he says that he ran away and left it. Or on the one that actually mentions the mobile. I don't know which one they want more. My initial thought was this one. But because it actually mentions the mobile, but the fact that here is where he says that he, or it's implied that he left it behind, right?
Hold it.
Okay. I'm just a little man. I'm better at selling kids. Let me, ah shit, I keep doing that. I'm trying to click too fast and then it, okay, let's press this one let's read it one last time. How'd you wind up all the way over here? I was in the middle of a sea of kids, sir. One of the kids decided to challenge me to a fight. I had to run away. I mean, that doesn't necessarily imply that he couldn't have ran in the mobile. Okay, so we're gonna try the other one.
Objection!
Officer Meekins, I would appreciate if you didn't tell such transparent lies. Sir, I'm lying, sir. Yes, you are. So I guess maybe he was driving around in like the Pink Badger's mobile. Because at first I was, when he said the thing about he was surrounded by girls, was that he was somehow in the Pink Badger outfit but didn't know it. But I guess it's that he was in that vehicle, so they thought it was the Pink Badger, and then they got pissed off and they're like, we're gonna beat you to death with rocks. Maybe that's the logic. Suppose we'll find out next time. Because it's about that time. And also, I'm eepy. So, next time we'll continue grilling Officer Meekins, the returning character that nobody asked for, but nobody's disappointed to see him again. You know? I'll admit I wasn't like, oh boy, I sure hope Officer Meekins shows up in this game, but I'm glad to see him. He's kind of fun. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.